I'm Brian with Numsky's Garage, and today we're going to do this old generator, which I won't show y'all. We got it as payment for doing a garage door opener for the guy. It's kind of an old family friend or whatever, but anyway. And we got this. It's really old. It was actually sitting outside of his garage because he had two new ones, and it's been in the rain for I don't even know how long. I really haven't even touched it yet because I thought I would film it all. Other than I barely gave a quarter pull on here and on the crank, and it sounded crunchy. It's an old Briggs and Stratton 319cc. It's old, I'm not sure, probably the 80s, maybe even the 70s. Check this out. But like I said, I really haven't done anything because I wanted to film it all. I barely touched this. I think I'm going to need pliers to get off. Everything is just rusty, as you can see. It's been sitting in the rain, but pretty cool. Here's the label. I want to pull the gas cap with pliers and probably have to use and insert a camera into there, see how that looks, see how rusty that is, and then I believe the carburetor's frozen. Probably spray that down, try to remove this air cleaner, and obviously remove the spark plug and maybe put a camera down in there. Check the oil. I'm not sure if I just said that, but that's kind of the game plan, just to kind of see how rusty the gas tank is, how rusty the cylinder is, and I have no idea if it's even worth messing with, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so I can just barely make this out after sanding it, and it says model 190432, type 5130-04, and then code, which I'm assuming is date code, and according to my research the first two numbers designate the year, and it's 850-12410. So, and I believe the second two numbers are the month, so it should be January of 1985. I'm assuming, I think. Alright, I'm coming around here. Film this gas tank. Got the scope finally. So this is the outside. There's the inside. She's pretty rusty.
Shoot it.
Yeah, that's later. Just gonna clean off the spark plug a little bit. It's rusty. Obviously, you wouldn't want to run this, but we're just gonna check the spark. And it's an old Champion CJ8. I know these were super popular back in the 80s. When do we get to shoot it?
I got something now that's running a CJ8.
Dude, yeah, I kind of thought of that, but they definitely were. They might still be popular, but they definitely were. We had a little go-kart.
Everything, yeah, every Briggs.
Yeah. Let's just try it. That's it's super loose.
Loosey-goosey. There's one's right here.
This might offer a little. My hands are oily. I think you'd be able to see it. I have a spark tester, but this will actually check this plug.
If you're not grounded out, you should be good.
Jeez, I'm close.
You good?
Yeah, I'd say pull kind of slow.
I guess the plug could be bad. It might not be grounded either.
Yeah, it's sparking.
We get one more. That's a good spark.
Yeah, she's going. Alright. Cool. So we have spark. This is a crappy connection. I'd probably sand the inside of that a little bit. But the carburetor is just completely the most stuck I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. She's pretty toasty. I think the people want to see the inside of it.
So let me get right back to you. Do it again. Ow! Okay, so now that we're pulling on it a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and check the oil. Just make sure, or see if there's any water in it or whatever. Old school caps.
Oh, you actually got it?
Okay. Smells like oil. It actually looks like it might have just been changed.
I'm gonna agree. I don't think it's ever been run on that oil.
I'm wondering if somebody was trying to get this thing started, or possibly, or trying to get to produce electricity, had possibly no luck, and then left it sitting in the rain for X amount of time.
Agreed, because you can see this fuel line it's crispy, but it's old, but it doesn't look like it's been.
I mean, I don't see any water. Let's see, but the water separates, so the smart guy would crack that and see if any water comes out, because this was sitting in the rain. So actually,
It's not over full though. But yeah.
Ish. I mean,
Ish.
isn't, well, it's worth checking, right? Before we try to actually start it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to loosen this drain plug to see if any water comes out. Right, I'm just going to loosen it.
You're gonna do what?
I'm going to loosen it.
There it is.
Because I'm sure y'all know, but I know initially when oil gets in water it makes it milky, but when it sits for a long time it separates and the water goes to the bottom. So if there's water in here, it should just come out first. That just looks like oil.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's just oil. Talking to Georgia.
We're going to check the.
Okay, yeah, I guess while we're rolling, we were going to check the carburetor. I'm pretty sure it's all frozen, but I was kind of waiting to touch it until we had a camera. but we think it's all.
Where's the?
Yeah, it's just literally just.
It's all frozen.
Just frozen. We had the. I did take that off. I know I filmed that. Let's see if we can get this off. I almost wonder if they'd maybe even put a new air filter on it. I mean, that doesn't really look. I mean, it's a little rusty, but it was in the rain.
It's cool seeing these metal. They don't, they're not making that stuff metal anymore. It's all plastic.
Mm-hmm. Some of them, the modern Briggs, the entire carburetor is plastic.
And look at the shape of this thing. How it's coming over. That's weird.
So his choke is that way. It looks like it is just stuck. So this is the governor. It's all stuck.
Oh shit, so there's an oil on both sides. I see what you're...
I think that's because they used these motors for tons of different applications, and so...
Omnidirectionals.
Yeah, so that way it would never be buried. Or I guess it's a generator, so the governor just controlled the RPM.
So this compression tester always reads a low PSI every time I've used it, and I've also heard that these low-end compression testers tend to do that. So just letting y'all know, I've had motors run with literally 20 PSI according to that thing, so I don't know, I guess at least it's showing you there's something.
Alright camera, we're going to shoot some carb spray down the, I think that's what it is, yeah, starting fluid down the cylinder, throw the plug in quick and pull it over and watch it explode.
Yes.
Let's see, so, is that, whoops, way too much, that's perfect.
I'm standing back.
Run for your life, boys. Still in the shot.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know if it's going to be dried up. Call that firing?
I don't know. Sounding good. It's got compression.
She runs. Dude.
Sounded good.
Imagine this. I know it's still filming. Would it be worth doing that again, plugging something in like a light, and seeing if it comes on for a second?
See if it actually works.
Yeah.
Maybe we could maybe we can juice it, keep it running for a second.
Try that too.
Through the carburetor.
There we go.
I'll juice it and then I'll hit that too.
And the exhaust blows. That's kind of as you pull it, right, the exhaust fires right back in your face. So that's super convenient.
Yeah, right. That's kind of a design.
And the exhaust being right beside the carburetor seems a little. I guess the design of the valves, it's got to be right there.
Men were men in movies.
Way over tight. Perfect.
Shit, I can't even get here.
Listen for the vacuum. That's where we're going to be able to hear it over the motor. Actually works. Oh yeah, she deserves a carb for sure.
It was healthy.
It actually works. That is too cool.
Yeah, I can hear the vacuum shutting off.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Go PowerMate 54 series. Why was it thrown in the rain?
Man, it smells good burning this stuff.
I'm gonna pause you. There you go. So the spring just, let's not goof that up. So that just went back in there. Wow, man, that was how you'd run a car. Good Lord. Like, come on, for 8, that's huge. Nowadays, they would be like, the whole thing would be this big.
Set that flange.
Okay, so this weird one is the one that holds the plastic air cleaner assembly on.
That's so weird, just one linkage. Oh look, governor's good.
It's moving now. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
This might be a runner, man.
I think it is, yeah, right?
I think it does.
Yes, yes. Oh, so the choke was off.
It's stuck. Completely stuck. So now my deluxe 1/4 inch set is back in action.
Was that 5?
Is it 5/16 or 1/4? I need to improve my small socket set. Let's see.
Here's a 5, right?
Here's a 1/4. Yes, it must be a 5. Good call.
Built one too many pools.
Yeah, Mike hates anything that's. He likes to use the electric tools.
Think lazy, not harder.
I mean that was a smart move. I'm not gonna argue that.
Oh shit, I ain't gonna get to it.
And one of those.
Oh, this will pop off though. Looks like this will just come out, right?
I think it should. It's probably stuck a little with the gasket.
Shit, what the? Look at that. Wait a minute. Which one would be?
That's the throttle.
Okay.
That's the throttle. And that's the choke.
Well, there you go.
Is it still going?
Yeah, it's still going. It's weird.
Are we getting anything out of this, or?
I guess we're about to.
Are we paying any kind of attention to how this goes?
Well, it's on video.
Yes, that's true.
But it's pretty.
So look at
freaking basic.
The throttle points out, the choke points out, and the throttle linkage was connected to the governor linkage at the back fuel line. Pretty simple, yeah. Okay.
Some motivation.
Some love taps. Oh, there's sludge coming out of it already.
Oh,
is that?
that's
I think
freaking
it's water.
That's water. That's in the.
Damn, I wonder if water went in there with us running it just now.
That's water and bad gas. That's in the bowl.
Do you think water would have gone into the motor then just now?
I think it's too clogged. Personally, I think it's way too. I guess anything's possible. There she goes. That's insane.
Am I missing something here? We might have to take. I know there's so many lawnmower guys laughing at me right now. What is this?
They can't go to anything.
Well, that's just a drain, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's just fucking wedged.
Just don't want to break
Right,
it.
yeah, no kidding.
I think it is just wedged. Oh my god, this is the dirtiest carb I've ever seen in my life. We're setting records here. Holy crap. Holy crap, man. It looks like, what is this? It looks like calcium. I guess it could be calcium. It's water. Yeah, but that's a lot of calcium. Holy crap, man.
But if it's rainwater, there's no calcium in it.
Dude, my hands, latex gloves.
The thing moves.
It smells just completely rotted. Take off any parts I can and soak it in this gallon of Chem Dip carb cleaner with a basket in there. It has a basket. I'm going to soak that these carburetor parts overnight because they are absolutely horrible. Basket's plastic. Now, I haven't bought one of these in years. I have another one at my other place, but the baskets used to be metal. Big surprise. That's kind of cute. More in there, maybe. Let's. That one. Look at this gasket. Oh, that just tore. No, that ain't gonna make it. There's no way. Look at this build up. That is incredible. Is that, I don't know, maybe somebody knows. Put it in the comments below if you know. If maybe is it like ethanol? where I've heard ethanol has water and it separates from the fuel. Is that what this is? Or is it just varnished up fuel, or is it something to do with calcium and rainwater? Because this was, or does that only calcify when it's hot? Don't know. It smells terrible, like varnished fuel, but it honestly smells like varnished fuel that's sat so long that it hardly even has odor anymore. If that makes any sense. Oh, and I got this new fuel line, which unfortunately is made in China. That's all they had. It's Duralast, which I'm pretty sure is an American company, but made in China. That's all they had at AutoZone. Getting real hard to find anything made in USA anymore. So we've had the carb soaking in this chem dip now for, I think it's about 17 hours roughly, which, man, time flies. So we're gonna pop this open and take a look, see what it did, see how clean she looks. Whew. Some strong stuff. Wow, looks rough. Maybe some of that'll hose off. See that? That's the float. A lot of that gum is still all up on the bottom of that. That's still stuck. Let's see. But the choke is still frozen. It looks. This sucker is rough. Throttle's still stuck. The choke is still stuck, and still just stuff stuck everywhere. So completely disappointing. I'm gonna hose this stuff off. I'll bring y'all in for that. So hold on. See what she does. That's funny. The handle doesn't. I guess I don't want it to fold. It would hit the edge of the bucket. Oh, yeah. I guess this is the official carb rinsing stump. Some of that might even be corrosion on the, I guess it's aluminum. I don't have a magnet on me. I don't know, does it just need to be scraped and maybe soaked again, or don't know yet. Okay, so the new carburetor came in, and it looks to be identical, other than these on the original carburetor were 1/4-20, where it mounts to this, I guess, what would that be, throttle body? Anyway, So this one is threaded for 6mm metric, and the original was 1/4 20. So thankfully my brother had some of these in his stash.
Word.
So we're gonna, and it did come with a new gasket. So we scraped all the old gaskets off. Oh, glad I marked it. That's the top that goes up here. So we're just gonna start putting it together. And I'll try to shut up.
The people want to hear you.
Okay. Go. So we're not going to use Loctite on these because they're
from a TV mount, so they're crap. They will get replaced.
Or the whole generator will get shot. One of the two. Shit, okay, we can just work
So we're
together.
slamming this on.
Well, or should we do the linkage? I'm not sure what would be smarter.
Like you look like you were able to get to it.
Let me get this one, which I could have done off camera, like Mike said, but let's just.
That's a cigarette type.
So that's a little factory bolt. You know what? I'm curious. Is that a It's probably a 6mm.
It's a 1/4.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be? I'm just curious. It is.
I wonder what the original was. Probably a 1/4 20, right?
I'm sure. Well, not sure,
It
but
doesn't matter. Or does it? It's quick.
but I got to get that little spring through there too.
With some pliers.
I got some here. Where's that little light at?
I got it.
It's. You know what? I bet it hooked to this side.
Yeah. Oh,
Over the nub.
Yeah, I think you're right.
These TV screws will work.
Hey, they're entertaining. Can you hold some?
Maybe hold the main carb.
Make sure that you want to cross thread that.
Then ram a 1/4 in there.
That's how we're doing this doohickey.
And we got a 1/4 washer. It originally had a special bolt.
Are we at 1 million views yet? 4. We're at 4. So now this go. I think that we said this would go on the bottom.
So carb on the top and bracket on the bottom.
Oh, we gotta get this. There it is.
Well, that's just a weird design.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can't.
Just kind of everything loose, mocking it up.
Yeah, I like it.
Did the linkage stay connected?
Yeah, the springs in there too.
The original screws for the top. Was there 2 lengths? There wasn't. There was just the one weird. Yeah, there actually is 2. There's a short one. I know this one goes. So this is the weird screw we're talking about. It's literally manufactured like this.
Here.
That would have gone here, but the new carb was threaded in 6mm. This is 1/4 20. So that's what we were talking about. A rusty wing nut at that. Boy, that shiny carb on there. Woo-wee!
Oh, 8 horsepower.
That's straight.
They can't see.
Oh man, I just realized something. So that one's got to go in first.
I think you're right. That's so ridiculous.
The muffler is so close to where the throttle, the intake bolts up to the motor. Can it tilt back, or is it too?
I'm tilted a little bit. Yeah. That's absurd. What do you think this was? 1985?
I forget. It was 80 something. I'm just gonna go easy. It's just aluminum.
This is a handy work light I got off of Amazon. It's magnetic. Chain multifunction. And hold on. Look at
I
that.
didn't know it had a red on it.
Yeah, you push and hold it. I just found that out. And the magnet, and also the hook. We're not sponsored by Worklight, but it is a cool ass light though.
But I'm sure this is not an original design. I wouldn't.
Nah, that's probably ripped off. And the magnet has like a rubber coating on it. Pretty cool to protect the paint.
Well, and the biggest cool part about it is that it's rechargeable with
Yep.
So yeah,
No corrosion.
Plug it into what is that, like a C or the one before C, and then
Yeah.
to a USB charger. Thing is pretty cool.
Yeah. It lasts a long time too. It this gets warm, but it does last. But yeah. She's a beaut, Clark.
We're about ready to fire this turd up. Is there a flathead handy on those TV bolts? So that would be the name of the video. Will this 1985 Briggs and Stratton run on TV bolts?
Will this turd run? It's gone. Looks like it's gone.
Okay, so Mike looked it up, and the spec was 0.030 in inches. So that's this one.
I think you have to come a little closer if you want to
That's
really get in there.
0.030. So from the factory, it's pretty much right on the money. So I guess we didn't really need to, but it's why not? Every little bit helps. So I'm gonna throw this bad boy in. It was a Champion CJ8, actually made in America. You can get they're less than $4, and it's actually made in America. How cool is that?
America. We need to have a gun just every once in a while. Just put a gun in the shot.
I like that. Man, that feels like it's probably been over tightened before. Just feel like you could just
Rip the threads out.
rip it apart. That's that good American steel they put in them Champions. All right, so that's that. Yoo-hoo!
Pull it. Crank it.
Okay, we got some new quarter-20 fuel line. The old stuff was crispy. So we're just going to slide this on, and then I'm going to show you how this... Well, I didn't see there's a big old barb on that. That's a little weird. Let's see. We'll go on. Yeah. Perfect. And Mike went to get a filter. This is it was something we rigged up from a hardware store that was on an old outboard motor, and it just goes from 5/16 for this boat fuel line to this 1/4-inch ID automotive fuel line.
And we're running a boat tank, and it's just going to run on a siphon.
And this is an old boat tank from another old boat. We got all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, and it's above the carburetor line in, so it should run on a siphon. So.
All right, got her spun around. Mike's gonna squeeze the boat primer bulb, and hopefully y'all can see the fuel coming in. Yes, there it is. It's alive. It's dripping. It's dripping. We're hoping that'll stop once the...
Yeah, it's just pressure on it.
Yeah, that's applying pressure. It's just going to run off a siphon.
It's a cheap Amazon filter that said it was 1/4, but it's more like 3/16.
It's quarter inch OD. Right, it's a quarter inch on the outside of the barbs. They just.
Oh, right.
And this is quarter inch ID.
I don't know. I think. Okay.
Yeah, let's see if it stops, because this muffler is a kind of a poor design. It's old school. The muffler, the fuel line is less than 2 inches away from the muffler, which gets red hot at times. Okay. Fuel filter is leaking. We're just going to see if it runs, and then before it gets like a red hot, we'll get a new one.
There's the boat tank. It's coming from the top red one. We just lifted it, and it's running so it should be running a siphon. It's just gravity feed.
Oh wow.
There's a sign of life there, though.
Bad arm.
You want me to pull it?
I could maybe hold it.
Yeah.
Sign of light there at first. Its choke is on. Assuming it's moving it, or is it just actually just moving the... Never really checked it.
Alright, we want to just start a fluid.
We pull it.
Pump it more. We're not 100% sure this fuel getting rid of that.
I think I see fuel dripping. It is. The carb is leaking. Right there. There's no on-off on this, right? We're not idiots. There's nothing.
I got shocked that one time, so.
Yeah, I guess if it doesn't start, we'll have to start other things.
I'm smelling fuel, I feel like. It's just flooded. Those are actually lamb burgers.
And here's minnow stuck to me like glue. That's Hazel Dog. And here's Mr. Winston. It's Winston Dog. Yeah.
To do some dog sitting over the weekend, and I'll get right back to that generator footage.
Those are old boat registrations. It's from 1974. I walked down here, didn't even look. My worm is busted off. Oh Lord. Found an old crusty worm in the boathouse. I'll give it a couple casts. It's actually been a couple weeks since we worked on this, and since I did the dog sitting, and last we were right over here trying to get this started. We pulled it a few times after we replaced the carburetor. What ended up happening was it was leaking from the boat gas tank. I remember the carburetor was leaking. We ended up connecting a tank really similar to this one off of my brother's riding lawnmower. This was we were using a pressurized system with a boat tank. These are pressurized, and it was not happy. It was putting too much pressure and causing it to leak. So we ended up, I guess, after pulling on it a few times, we shut the camera off, and I basically forgot about it. It was getting late. We were getting frustrated, but it really wasn't really that big of a deal. We ended up using his little boat tank with a little fuel line. That was it. That went directly to the carburetor on this side, and all just adjusted both jets a little bit, made a few adjustments, brought them back all the way in, backed them out about 2 turns, and it started and ran really well. So I'm going to put this on here today. Not a perfect fit, but I'm going to attempt to get it on here. This is, you're seeing the first time I've even held it up here. Get it on here with these straps and everything, and connect it with some new fresh fuel line. I've got some fuel filters, so that's the game plan, and then I'll crank it up and let it run and show y'all it produces power and everything. But so basically the new carburetor worked fine, it just didn't work with a boat tank. So let me get set up and get y'all brought in closer, and we'll do that. Cool. I'm experimenting around with this, trying to figure out the best fit. Originally with the old tank, these straps were rotated to where they were underneath, so the bolt would have been under here, and the tank sat on that little ledge. It's not horrible. I don't really like the way it's kind of clamped onto this little pinch weld. This was, I don't know, I said it's like a $30 or $40 plastic tank. The Briggs one's $100, so we went with this. Just don't know if I like this. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna take it back off and just see if that's the best we can do. I could add shims. I I could tighten it more, but I don't want to squash this pinch weld here. So let me take that off and try rotating like one of them. See what I think. Looks pretty good, I guess. I ended up rotating the gas tank, or not the gas tank, the straps back to their original position with the nuts kind of underneath the tank. You know, that's how it was originally. So here it is, and I have I went ahead and put one of those new stainless steel USA Ideal brand clamps on, and it's already over there. So now I'm gonna add a petcock here, you know, and a fuel filter, and obviously shorten this. But I just thought I'd bring y'all underneath so you can kind of see. There's the strap and the new tank in all her glory. We are about to start this champion, and here is the new fuel filter and sweet petcock action. Let's see if I can pull my arm off here. So cool. We're calling that a success. She produced power. Don't know if you could hear the vacuum. She produced power, and that was, we turned the petcock off, and that was it running out of fuel. So awesome. I moved the generator in here to its little resting spot and was still thinking about that whole fuel line thing, and realized if I routed it going down underneath the alternator or the generator part, it would you know, give us a little more space from the muffler. Let me get my light set up so I can show you. Like this space right here increased. Before it was, you know, it was running over that way, so it was like that close. Now with it going down, it's at least that way. I'll still probably try to find something to put over it, or maybe even make some kind of little piece of metal. But I feel like with the little something on there, it would be good enough now with it going down, because that like tripled the space, and it's less distance exposed to the heat. So it just goes, you know, underneath the alternator over to here. There's the little filter and the petcock and the tank and everything. So that's the setup, and y'all saw her run. She's doing good, so that's really cool. Hopefully we'll get some use out of this thing. Alright, thanks for watching. Do it again.
Ow!